Today's video is sponsored by Romantic Finds. Yo, what's going on YouTube? So today's video we do have the Insta360 Go 3. Now this is the third generation obviously. Now I did get the creator bundle, which means it also comes with this little quick release play adapter, which honestly is a little bit worth it. Not for the extra 50 bucks, but it is definitely worth it. Without further ado, we're gonna get straight into this, so let's go ahead and check it out. Taking a look at the device, it does come with everything that you want included into the box itself. So the device itself is super small. It even has this little action pod, which has a screen, built-in availability to use this as a webcam as well. Cool functions and very nice build quality as well. It does have a little lens protector on it already installed, which is good, which I definitely recommend to actually use. It's either a wide angle or a lens protector. Either way, it adds a layer of protection. You can always change it out if it happened to break. This is weatherproof basically, so it's water resistance and all that, so you can pretty much take it with you anywhere. It's good for traveling as a traveling camera. It's not super expensive compared to, like, you know, the $1,000 cameras that you take normally. It's way smaller, and the battery life is fair. It only lasts about 30 minutes outside of its actual action pod, but when you have it in the action pod, it lasts about up to 2 hours roughly in the action pod itself. This does charge very quickly, and it also does allow you to use it wired basically as a webcam, which is really nice in case you actually need a webcam. The ability to use it on your laptop just with the USB-C. You basically plug it into the side, turn it on, and then in here you can easily enter into USB mode, which will allow you to change either a webcam or the files that you can access on here. So if you use webcam, it'll just use it as a normal webcam. You can go into your streaming software and you can set it up to where you can actually use your webcam. As you can see, Insta360 Go here. And then I can have a live preview, and it'll basically use like a regular webcam. The only downside to this is that you can't take it out of the actual action pod itself, so you have to keep it with the action pod, and it has to be wired. That's the only downside. If it was able to take out the camera itself, that would be really cool, but it doesn't, and I tried that. But it's nice to have a really good looking webcam. It's small, it's easy to use. You can mount it on different places with these little mounts that they have, so that's really cool. One of the best webcams you could probably get, especially for the size. If you want to buy a Valentine's gift, a Mother's Day gift, pretty much any type of season, or you just want to give a gift to someone or for yourself, Romantic Finds has amazing t-shirts and amazing apparel that you can buy, the best of the best quality. Very soft shirts, very nice shirts. They get everything out really quickly, and Romantic Finds was even kind enough to actually give a 20% discount code for anyone watching out there and wants to spend some money on their lovers this year for Valentine's especially. They have a website in the link in the description, romanticfinds.com. Let's continue on with the rest of the video. This does have a flip out screen, and the display on this in daylight as well as pretty much anywhere else that you are, it gets super bright and it gets really dim. So if you're indoors or at night, it'll get really dim, and if you're outside in bright daylight, it'll also get really bright and able to see the viewing angles properly. This does have an auto shut off for the screen itself, so if you're recording and you want to save more battery, it'll automatically turn off. It's screensaver basically mode, similar to how your iPhone does. Make it screen timeout when you're recording, or you can not do it, and you can turn it on and off if you need to. Quick action button basically. You press it and you're able to quickly change the modes. As you can see here, skiing, biking, outdoor, vlog, starfield, and you can add your own preset right there at the bottom. Everything is completely changed depending on what you're trying to use. Turn off the screen by just tapping it the side. There's a bunch of settings in the app that you can get up to. This does go up to 2.7K when it comes to the actual resolution, up to 30 frames per second, which is ideal. This does go up to 50 frames per second on the 1080p and the 1440p mode as well. Now this does have a strong magnetic mounting system, which allows you to use pretty much on anything with a magnet. Basically, it'll help let you get more creative with the shots, which is really cool. That's really what this thing shines to be. You can be super creative when you're doing your certain shots like I have here. I put this mounted with a magnet inside a machine. That way I can get top view shots on the inside of a printer. This also does have auto rotation, so whenever you flip the camera vertically or horizontally, it'll automatically adjust accordingly to whatever you're recording at. If you're recording at a different aspect ratio, it'll automatically adjust to that. You can also turn that off in the settings as well. It'll auto lock once you're starting to record, so it'll stay in that position no matter what. This also does have one of the best stabilizations out there for a camera. Like, I barely have it on the standard mode, but it's super good when it comes to stabilization. There's pretty much no crazy movements. Like, as opposed to like an iPhone, if you were to shoot on iPhone and move around a lot, there's a lot of stabilization that you would have to do inside post-production, but this doesn't really need any stabilization when it comes to that. And I'm showing you here when I'm looking through settings that the iPhone definitely needs a lot of stabilization. This also does come with the car mount adapter, so you can actually use this as a dash cam or use it pretty much anywhere with a suction or a sticky mount basically, and you can stick it onto that surface and quickly use the quick release plate and attach that pod there and start recording, which is really cool. I love the availability that it comes with that as well. It comes with a hat mount as well, which you're able to have obviously POV with those hats as well, or pretty much anywhere that fits that little gap that you can stick it on, which is really cool. It also comes with the little necklace magnet, which is really nice, and it has a nice folding design, so it'll easily fit into your bag. No tangled rope or whatever. You don't have to worry about that, and you can auto adjust it accordingly to whoever's wearing it. It even comes with this little adapter to allow you to tilt the angle a certain way if you're deciding to have a certain shot a certain way, or if you're trying to tilt it down or tilt it up. Now, when it comes to waterproof, it has a 5-meter depth of waterproof rating, which means it'll actually stay up to water up to 16.5 feet, which is really good. It even has a hands-free POV. It's super lightweight and very portable, obviously, because it's very small form factor, very small in general. It means it's light, so it's cool. This does come in 2 colorways as well. It comes with a white and a black. As you can see here, you do have ultra wide, action, linear, lenses, and narrow. So depending on the look that you're trying to go for, you can change the different FOV. You can change the aspect ratio depending on which format you want to be. If you want it to be just a regular video like you're seeing now, or if you want it to be a short content, you can change it to the 19.6 aspect ratio and it'll be a YouTube short or a TikTok. And that will also auto rotate no matter how you have the device, which is nice. Swipe down from the top to turn off or on the lock orientation. We do have this as well to lock the screen itself. You can change the volume, medium, low, or mute, or high. The brightness, it does get pretty bright even in outdoors. You can see the screen still. You even have voice control as well. I never tried it, but it'll be pretty cool. Pre-recording, you have to make sure you download the app, but it's basically before you even press the record button, it'll record a certain amount before you even press it. You even have a timer or timed capture. So basically, I'm not too sure what it means, but there's a bunch of stuff that you can look into. You have the grid, which I like to use just so I make sure I'm like in frame, or for a short video or something like that, I keep that on. Wind reduction, stereo or directional focus for the audio. The microphone on this is really good. I just keep it on what it is, wind reduction, but you could use it on directional focus, stereo. I'll have to try those other ones out. You have Bluetooth remote functions and more settings in here as well. I have the 120 gig model, which is ideal for content creators, but there's also other settings in here. Single press for video, or double press, you can do free frame video with custom parameters if you need to. The custom parameters will change whenever you use that button, and it'll also change to ultra wide or however you want. It's pretty cool. We're gonna turn that off for now. It isn't a SD card or micro SD card version. You have to basically transfer everything off from that device to your phone or to a MacBook or a laptop, anywhere else with a USB-C, in order to free up space. And then once you free up space, you can delete the files on there and then start recording again. I do attach this on a GorillaPod, which is made by Joby. So shout out to you guys for actually sending that out. This is more ideal for me because I'm able to stick it pretty much anywhere with that GorillaPod. It's super easy, very convenient, very lightweight, and very flexible as well. I could even tilt it a certain angle to see the viewfinder perfectly, and if I wanted to record in that tripod version mode, then I can. So it's pretty cool to easily move and maneuver everywhere you need to. Now when it comes to lighting, you do have to have pretty good lighting in order to keep the resolution up, as well as stabilization and all that. Otherwise, it'll try to balance it out with taking off the stabilization and kind of tinkering with the settings. It auto adjusts, but you can technically manually adjust some of those settings to save the image quality. which I do recommend, because if you don't, then it's gonna take a hit for the grain and resolution. If you don't know much about cameras, this does a really good job at auto mode. But if you do know a slight amount for cameras, then this is also pretty good, because it does have a lot of good features like auto white balance, EV, focus. It doesn't have crazy things like aperture and depth field of view or anything like that. There's no bokeh effect like this in the background. It's not an advanced camera, but it gets the job done. It does the basics. It's good for beginners, and it's good for pretty much anyone. It's nice, and it's very versatile, and it's able to have everyone able to use it. It's nice. And the app, I don't use it anymore, but I used it as soon as I downloaded it for a while. But it's honestly the best $500 I've spent in a very long time. Even though I bought a PS5 and all that other junk last year, this is honestly one of the best ones that I've purchased in years. So without further ado, thank you guys for watching. I'll be posting a lot more content with that POV, so stay tuned for it. Like, comment, of course, to subscribe.